Great. So I'm excited about this conversation because it's such a hot topic, I think, of change in technology. I'd like to start just with a short introduction. Tell us who you are and about your role.
No problem. I'm Shauli, CTO and co-founder of RepAI. RepAI is an AI-powered sales assistant for e-commerce brands. What we do is we harness the power of behavioral AI to understand when customers are about to leave the websites, and then the AI proactively approaches them with the context of where they are in the funnel, so with whatever they need, and helps them buy and buy more. So it helps with conversion rate and average order value for brands.
So we've been hearing about conversational search, and I've recently saw a lot of articles about it. Companies are coming with the keywords conversational search, and we of course have been developing that also for a while. And when you talk about conversational search, when companies are kind of throwing this term out there, I think we need to clarify what that is. What is conversational search? Can you help us
Yeah,
define
sure.
it?
So conversational search is just a different way in shifting customer behavior of how customers are searching online. So customers are getting more used to conversations versus just keyword search, just their old Google way of writing two words and hoping that it will get them what they want. So it's completely changed, and now it's changing into more of a conversation. So let's say, let's give like a random example. If people used to write black backpacks. I don't know, that's what they're looking for. So today they feel more comfortable in writing a full, let's say conversational query, and they can write, now looking for a water-resistant backpack for college students who commute in Mumbai rains. Like they go really at it, and it's different than it's different than the old version of search. It's much more contextual. It's much more. It has all the nuances. It has everything that they want and feel, and they put it into a conversation. So right now, what is expected is for search engines or for brands to be able to accommodate to that and not just show, okay, here are backpacks, right? So it needs to, for example, my example, it needs to help with understanding durability or understanding it's good for students and protections against heavy rain. So all those things have to come into the search, and it's not just showing backpacks, right? Out of the 500 different backpacks that this brand has, right? So all this is coming into the conversation, and the expectation is that brands have to accommodate that, so they have to be much smarter.
So brands that until now worked very hard in adding keywords to all of their pages, right? To all their products and all their pages and their categories, adding as many keywords as possible so Jay will come up in search. And in search and in SEO, it was a lot of work, and now they need to adapt to this new form of this shift in searching in customer behavior. So what's the process that they need to adapt now to fit that new way of searching? If it's not keyword based, what's the technical hurdles that they need to know about? How do they make that shift to conversational search?
So first of all, most of them have to change their search engines on their websites, right? So the old search bars are most likely very old and old-fashioned, and that they don't work the same way. Second, you mentioned keywords. So those keywords are no longer that effective, right? So tagging different keywords and different items are not that relevant because AI search engines or AI-based search engines, they take the intent. So they understand from product descriptions, they understand from many different elements of the product page, understand the they can correlate that to different preferences of shoppers. So you don't need to have keywords everywhere. You just have to basically explain what this backpack is good for, and AIs will understand that. So there's no need for placing synonyms of different keywords. That belongs to the old search engines, right? And you have to write, okay, this is a backpack, but any other form of the word backpack that because people might ask for something different. And again, like it's good, durable for rain. So we'd have to write that in 5 different ways because people might search it in 5 different ways. So there's no need for that anymore, right? And the more the brand adds in information, reviews, things in the product page description and the PDPs, the more the AI search engines will now be able to get that information and we're able to show better results, right? So that's more important. Beyond it, of course, brands are again expected to give better results in that sense. So the better data integration. So that's what I mentioned, but also real-time processing. So because users are now they're expecting AI-powered searches, they don't want to see the regular keyword-based search. So when brands are going to implement those AI search solutions, right, they will customers are expecting also faster responses, the smarter responses. So all that has to come into the decision making about which AI tool to use for that search capability.
So if I'm now a brand, you talked about apparel, I talk about apparel, and now I want to add stories. I want to add these answers to questions. How does the AI think? Like there are so many variations of questions, right? That can be asked. That can be asked, and the AI kind of interprets it and finds a solution. So how should a brand now approach it on which questions will the customer ask, right? What type of questions should I search for and answer? How could they figure that out?
So the best way to do is use tools that gather all this information and in search tools and present the different things that or present feedback tips or anything that the merchant can do to have more of this information in. So if people ask for a certain I would say intent or a certain search query and nothing shows up, and so what is expected, or by choosing the right tool for you, is that your tool will show you or highlight the gaps in information. And then you, as a
Mm-hmm.
merchant, you can add in this information to the product pages and let the AI just know, okay, here it is. And for next time if this question is being asked, or next time someone is searching for that with a search intent, then this can accommodate that. So again, if I get back to my example with the backpacks, if you get people asking about if do you have any backpack that's great against heavy rain, and they can again say that in many different ways, I would expect the platform to show you and say, hey, most people ask about this, maybe you should highlight that. Of course, if your backpacks are able to accommodate that, you should highlight that in the product pages, and then it'll be
Mm-hmm.
searchable.
So that brings me to, again, I'm a brand, and now I can come up with 100 questions for my backpack, but not all of them are relevant. Should they add it to what's better for the AI, like how the AI searches the Shopify product page? Should they add it to the FAQs, or should they add it to the description as kind of questions and answers, or as a story? Like, what's the best practice for making sure that the AI picks up the stories the right way and the fastest?
Yeah, I think the best way is just to add it to the product page, right? And more details in the product
Description.
page, product description. Yeah, exactly. The better it is. Of course, having more information like reviews can only help. So if you have reviews over that product that people are actually saying that this was great for X and Y, then AI will pick it up and AI will understand that this, especially if it comes up a lot, right? So
Mm-hmm.
the AI understands that and uses that information to recommend products. So
Okay.
the more the merrier, I would say, right? And the more conversational it is, the more storytelling way that it comes in, the better.
Mm-hmm. And if we look at the other side, for the shoppers themselves, if they're now moving to a more conversational way, they used to search backpack 24 liters, I don't know, something like that. Now they want to have the best search in a descriptive way, right? In a story way. Is there like best practices of how to search, how to do conversational search when you're actually searching to get the best answer from the AI?
Yeah, so if it's an AI powered search, then also here, the more the better, because the AI picks up all the information and is able to actually personalize the search results based on that. So the more description, the better description, the more description, the better. And feel free to add as many words as possible. It's not, to get the most accurate response in the end.
Mm-hmm. But can it be very situation based? Like, I have a wedding, I don't have anything to wear. Can you help me? Can that be a conversational? Can that be a way of searching for a product? Just a
Yeah,
general
I
question
would
like
say
that.
even more so. Just write your preferences in terms of colors and in style, in size, of course, and everything. So the more you add it, by the way, it doesn't have to be in the first go. It can be in multiple interactions, and then you add in more information. But the more
Mm-hmm.
you feed it with information, the more tailored the response will be. The search results will be hyper tailored, hyper personalized to the shopper's request.
So we have also developed the product finder, which is a conversational search. Some are based on chips, right, that are guided search and questions and answer, and some are just open questions that the consumer has. How does that work? How once the consumer, the shopper writes a question, what happens behind the scenes that brings back? I see amazing results at the end. It's like much more concise. It's definitely not based on keywords. What happens behind the scenes to bring all that great data back, and not bring 100 results, right?
So what we discovered is that obviously the more accurate of the results that we bring, the better the performance. We see that an increase in conversion rate, and average order value if we do better recommendations. So of course, the better results we bring, the merchants are going to see higher results, higher performance, better performance. And what we said to ourselves is like, okay, we want to bring the best results. How do we do that? And the best way to do that is that we actually, if we can send agents all across the catalog and just look up into each and every product and say, hey, is this the product that the user wanted, that the shopper wanted? And if we get that from the agent and the agent says yes, we bring it back. And then what we do is with this other layers of agents that are there to sort out the different products that came back and understand if they can be clustered together, or if it's too much, then let's find a follow-up question to bring back. But there's a swarm of agents that are working at the same time across an entire catalog. Could be a huge catalog, but working across the entire catalog to make sure that the results are best fit for the shopper's request, right? So again, you said the example of just for a wedding, but you can add in more information, and then the AI agents will go over the different products in the catalog and will figure out, is this a good match? And once there are good matches, there's another layer that says, okay, I find a lot of good matches. They're all good. They all passed the first test. Now let's figure out if we can either cluster them together and ask a follow-up question, or let's say if we can find ones that are actually better, and then they compete
Mhm.
against each other. Everything happens in real time, and it happens at the same time to bring back results in the fastest way.
Got it. So basically it can be a rolling search, right? Like I do a conversation with somebody in the store and I'm saying, oh, this I like, this I don't like, and kind of refine it as much as I want.
Yeah, exactly. So again, you mentioned wedding, just for wedding, great. We have tons. Let's pick a style. Or so what's your style? And then
Hmm.
what happens again? Like, let's say there are 500 different results that are all great. They're all dresses that fit for a wedding, amazing. But there's 500. It's a lot, right? So the next stage will be to ask a follow-up question and try to narrow down those results. So it could be, and AI makes up those questions dynamically on the fly based on the customer, based on the search results that came back, and just comes up with another question. So it could ask a question about style, about size, about colors, about anything, or like just be inquire more about the wedding. Is it an outdoor wedding? Is it an indoor wedding? Just to try to understand more the context, just like a salesperson would do in a brick and mortar store, right?
Yeah.
Salesperson would sit down with you and investigate a little bit more to really try to tailor the best search result for you, or the best product for you, right? Narrow it down to a few products, because no one can handle dozens of products, let alone hundreds of products, right? So you want curated a few products that you can choose from. This is exactly how our algorithm is programmed to bring back in the end a few products that you as the shopper you can choose from. And if that takes a few interactions, fine, that's great. But that's what the AI will do. The AI will handle those few interactions, few questions. Obviously, choose the right questions that will filter the most, or will make more
Hmm.
sense, and does that again dynamically based on the shopper, on shopper preferences, based on the search results that are returned, and all that again is happening in real time.
That's great. And I was thinking, last question, the
Yeah.
improvement that the merchants and the brands are doing now to adapt to conversational search, that will help also outside of the store. I wonder, like on search on ChatGPT, if customers are searching for, or on Google and others, is that something that will help in general?
Yeah, definitely, definitely. I mean, there's a big shift to from SEO, right? From search engine optimization to what is now called, it has multiple names, answer engine optimization.
Answer,
So
yeah.
yeah, like there's multiple names. Everyone's trying to coin the term because it's so new. But obviously, it's something new that takes the traffic away, right? So the search traffic from the regular Google search is moving towards those LLMs, Claude and ChatGPT,
Hmm.
and those LLM clients are doing something different. They're searching in a different way, and they're not just looking for. There's no keyword search, right? So the search engine optimization is is dying slowly, and the more information that is there on the page, that is contextual, that is again more in a storytelling way, will help those AI agents to perform better and to recommend those products from the
Hmm.
outside versus other products that are not optimized for that.
Yeah, and the sooner the better. The sooner a brand adapts, the better, because it's going to just grow. We
Yeah, for
see
sure.
ChatGPT shopping and Google shopping, and they're through conversational search. So that's going to be even more advanced. So the sooner they adapt that, the better.
Yeah, that's right.
Definitely. Great. Thank you. Thank you so much
You're
for your
welcome.
time, Shauli. It was really insightful, and can't wait to see how this field of conversational search grows as AI grows in the industry.
Yeah, sounds good.
Bye
Thank you.
bye.
Bye.